Good morning, YouTube. It is 10 a.m. in the great state of Texas, and what do we have here? It is a wooden blank of coffee wood. No epoxy in this video today. Thought, you know what? Let's get back to basics. So I have literally had this particular blank for over a year. I remember I bought like a 7-pack or an 8-pack of wooden variety blanks from Amazon, and literally have had this just sitting around collecting dust since the old shop or the old garage or the old house, and decided, you know what, it's about time that we get back to doing just like wooden blanks. I haven't done just a wood blank, one solid piece, in so very long, and I thought, you know what, we have this around. I have other projects in the pressure pot going at the same time that I'm doing this one. I thought it would just be a fun project just to do something basic. So got the faceplate on there, and now we're just turning this onto the lathe. Everything's, you know, nice and rotating. So now we can get to the hard part of actually turning it down into one solid piece. So when I put the faceplate on, it was a little off center, so I could definitely feel that one in the chisels, but really love doing, I just forgot how much I love doing these just wooden blanks all by themselves, because there's no epoxy, it's, you know, no fuss, it's just something very, very simple and basic. And you forget when you don't do things like this for a very long amount of time how much fun it could be. So even though everything was kind of off a little bit, it was still a lot of fun to work with. And I had worked with a coffee wood blank in the past, and it was a very hard wood, dense wood to work with on the chisels. But now that, you know, I'm a little bit wiser, I've been working with wood and epoxy for a little bit longer, I kind of know how to come at it. So even though it's a hard wood, it still was a lot of fun putting this one together. And you can see these cool layers coming off. I'm using a variety of sizes of chisels on this one, just trying to get everything nice and even, trying to get everything into one cylinder shape, but trying to avoid taking off everything, or trying to avoid taking off more material than I absolutely had to. So really taking my time, even though this was something that was very, very simple to do. So once I got everything nice and even, then I just came back, hit it with the large round carbide tool. And sorry about the camera work again, a little in the way there, but really love the grain of this wood. This coffee wood is absolutely beautiful. So once we got that taken care of, removed the tailstock, and now we're just getting that bottom portion of it done. And now we're just going to come back, angle it, and make a mortise out of it, or make a mortise on it. Sorry about that. Using a combination of just, you know, the gouge and the square carbide tool, trying to make everything nice and even, not worried about this popping off or anything like that. Unlike pine, coffee wood is very, very hard. So you can beat it up pretty good before, you know, you have any kind of catastrophic failure. So once I get everything nice and even, now we're just taking off the faceplate, getting everything taken care of so we can just reverse it on the chuck. And you can see how dirty that wood was when we started it. So real nice and even, looks absolutely beautiful once you take that superficial layer off. And sorry, the camera wasn't recording, so you didn't get to see me to take all of that superficial layer off, but just basically rounded off the lip of the bowl, and now we're just taking everything nice and even and flat before we actually start the gouging portion of it. I don't know why sometimes the camera like records and then other times it doesn't, but anyway, you can see how gorgeous that wood is there. So once we got everything nice and flat and even, now we're just taking the bowl gouge and coming through and just gouging it out, trying to make just a simple wooden little box out of it, or wooden little pot. You know, nothing too fancy here. So I remember when I first got into woodworking, I used to use wood blanks a lot more, but now that I've gotten more comfortable with epoxy, I've kind of gotten away from it. But I also have a MIDI lathe, so using a MIDI lathe and trying to use large portions of just, you know, regular wood makes it kind of difficult because it doesn't give you a lot of clearance to work with. So these small little blanks that I had purchased off of Amazon really worked well for, you know, just practicing wooden bowl making. But I need to get back into this because I really absolutely love just doing just pure wooden projects. And, you know, you can see all the cool shavings that are, you know, on the workbench, just dust everywhere. And now we're just taking the square carbide tool, getting the lip of the bowl to the shape that we want. We pretty much have hit the depth that we want to hit on the actual gouge itself. So now I'm just taking some of the finer details of it and getting everything nice, even, and flush, trying to hit a depth that I'm comfortable with. Trying not to go so deep that we break through to the actual chuck itself. But not a lot of problems with this one. It was like riding a bike. You know, sometimes when you don't do certain projects for a while, you kind of forget. But overall, project turned out absolutely beautiful. Really love this one. Something simple and basic. Last week's project, a little bit more intricate with, you know, the epoxy and the pom-poms and the things we were putting in epoxy. But this week's project, just simple wood. And I think sometimes it's important just to get back to basics and, you know, to do fun little projects like this. And you can see all the cool shavings over there. Used a variety of tools on this one, even though it was something really simple. You know, got to use a lot of technique for this one. So going from 80 grit, and there's my shoulder, all the way up to, I think I went up to 280 on this one, I want to say. Not a whole lot of sanding. Once we got, you know, the gouging portion of it, that's kind of what I like about the wood projects. You don't have to do a lot of sanding. It helps, but I'm not too worried about the sanding portion for wood projects like this. So just hitting it with that wood wax, coming back, you can see the grain of the wood absolutely pops. It looks absolutely beautiful. And you won't get to see the whole thing, but I like basically smothered this thing in wood wax just to get that nice grain, that nice shine on it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Smells absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love this. Can't say that enough. I think I've said absolutely about 1,000 times so far in this project. So then we're just turning on the lathe, polishing it up real good, and we are nearly done with it once we get this portion of it done. I think there's like one more portion of this where I'm actually polishing it up. So here we are, nice, neat, even, and done. There's my mini lathe. Hopefully I'll upgrade lathes relatively soon so we can start just doing larger wooden projects. And I really want to do wooden projects in the future. Epoxy is a lot of fun to work with. I love working with it. I love the versatility of it. But like I said earlier, sometimes it's just fun to come back and do these simple wood projects, and this one looks absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So hope you guys love this one as much as I did. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, all that fun stuff that every YouTuber says, and I'll see you guys in the next project. Peace. Alright, so project is done. Cool little coffee wood bowl. I literally have had this blank for like over a year and decided, you know what, it's time to turn it. And it turned out absolutely beautiful. You can see the grain in that wood. Looks absolutely gorgeous. A little rough on the chisels, but overall really happy. A little back to basic bowl, I think that's what we're gonna call this one. Just back to basics. Really, I wish my lathe was bigger because I really want to get into just doing like all wood blanks. But I like working with epoxy too. But this, absolutely beautiful. Something simple, something basic. Really love the grain in that wood. You can really see it there just shining through. So overall, really happy with it. I've come a long way in the 3 years I've been doing this. So today is October 22, October 22nd, 2021, and you guys are probably going to watch this in March of 2022. So hope you guys are doing well out there. I've got some work stuff, so I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be like. That's why we're posting these videos so far in advance. But overall, hope you guys like the project. This is a really fun build. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next project. All right, peace.